have a look and see. Does anybody have any questions from yesterday's video? Yesterday we looked at part 1 of script analysis. Do you have any questions or anything you found interesting or hadn't thought about?
Caitlin, you live in Charlotte?
Lily, yes, I do. I live in Charlotte. Yeah, so I'm in charge of North and South Carolina. So we'll have to try and meet up at some point somewhere. It'll be good. So yeah, going back to that question real quick. Do we have any questions from yesterday? I saw Becca was about to ask something.
I mean, I didn't really have a question, but I liked the quote templates that you had with the objective and tactic. I just thought that was pretty useful in figuring it out.
Yeah, I find a lot of the time when you ask people okay, what's your objective in this scene? It's really hard to answer that question just straight off the bat. So if you have a little sentence like, I want something, something, and fill in the blanks, it makes it a lot easier. And when you're looking at objectives, oftentimes it is something to do with another character. Unless you're in a scene on your own, you usually have another character with you. So it's always something that you want from the other person, or you want the other person to do something with you. So if you have the opportunity of, I want to, an actable verb, so something you can physically do, not just gain your trust, because that's a little vague and it's hard to play something vague. But if there's something actable, like I want to convince you that my point is true, you can play that. If it's just gain your trust, well, how do you gain the trust? You have to kind of figure out. That's where the tactics come in. But yeah, having a sentence that you can just fill in the blanks makes it so much easier. Yeah.
I really enjoyed how specific you were with the details of the script, down to the font and the size of the letters and the spacing of the margins. And I was really excited and about that. I don't know, I'm a typey person, so I like that kind of thing. And I know that you mentioned a software for screenwriting, but I was wondering if you know of a software for playwriting or sketches or anything like that.
There's something in my head and I can't think of the name of it, and I don't know if I haven't looked at Final Draft. I've never used it. I just know other people have used it before and say that it's great, and I looked into it a little bit. I don't know if there's a similar thing for script writing, like for stage plays. I can look into it. I do know though, with stage plays, it's a little difficult because depending on what copy of the play you get will depend on what it looks like. So if you get what they call an actor's copy or a show copy, it's literally just the lines in a book with a colored piece of paper as the cover. And that will usually be Times New Roman font. I think everything's kind of justified left. The lines will be indented just a fraction. The characters' names are all capitalized. But if you get a published copy of the play from a publishing house, or there are some times where they'll, if you go and see a play, you'll be able to buy the script at the same time. That will be a little different, and it's formatted however the publishing company wants to format it. But I'll do some research. If I find anything, I'll let you know. Yeah.
That speaks to the nerd in me. I like it.
And it's something that I never even thought of as I was researching for the class. I was like, now I know that there is an industry standard, and I just knew things were indented. But as I was looking into it, okay, why is it actually indented so far? And it's so that when you put it into a binder, you can have the 3-hole punch and you don't miss anything. And it means that the actors just basically look at the center of the page. The crew look at the descriptions and all that kind of thing. It's easy to find. And I also was reminded oh yeah, when we get a script, it's just the spec script. So it's, I can't remember what spec is short for. I don't know if I want to say spectacular, but that's not the word. But it's just the script that they use to submit for proposals. So to get it budgeted, to get it in production, to get it approved for everything. And that's what the actor will get. That's usually where your sides come from. And then the text script will come later. And that's not done by the writer. That's done by somebody in the crew who writes down, okay, this is the camera shot we're going to use. This is the angle. This is the lighting that we want to make sure. This is the location. So that's when you get all the extra details, which is unnecessary for the actor to know. So we're just going to usually work off the spec script anyway.
Cool.
Yeah. Amanda, do you have any questions? Did you get a chance to watch the video from yesterday?
I don't have questions, but
okay.
I
I liked the visuals.
You liked it or you watched it? Cool. So today, I'll give you a quick overview. It goes into part 2. And this is, we look at obstacles, which we didn't touch in the first video. It would have just made it really long. But obstacles are probably, behind objectives, one of the most important things that you'll look at with your script. So it's what creates the dramatic tension. And I say it in there. They say play your intention and then embrace the tension. So you play the intention. Okay, what do I want in this scene? What's my tactic? How am I going to get it? And then the obstacle is what stands in the way and creates the tension and creates the drama. And that's what makes it dynamic and engaging. If you don't have any sort of pushback, then we're just kind of watching somebody win a race. The whole point of watching a race is that you like to see the competition. So the whole point of watching a scene is that you like to see the competition going on. You like to see that challenge. And then we go into details of like actual textual analysis. What does the text tell us? How is it written? And that can be quite cumbersome, quite boring, and quite tiring, but it's important to do. Like I said yesterday, that's what you're going to pull from as the actor. You don't get to necessarily rehearse with other people. You pull from, okay, how is this text written and what does it tell me? And how do I act it and what does that do for my body? So that's today. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Don't think so? I don't think so either. I'm just trying to think through.
Can I ask Becca a question?
Go ahead.
Becca, did you choose Legally Blonde or was that given? I don't remember.
I chose that.
You love that movie.
That was good.
I love Legally Blonde so much.
That makes me love you that much more, Becca. I love that movie.
So good.
Yeah. Well, I will say one of the things, and it's hard because like with plays, it's easy to pull a script and you haven't seen it because you can literally pull a script from everywhere. With screenplays, often when you're pulling a script for your own purposes, you've seen the movie or you kind of have an understanding. So it's a really, it's a difficult thing for an actor to take that script and make it fresh and make it new. So I appreciate the little twist that you put on your own. And I would just encourage you guys, if you are pulling up screenplays, you can literally find anything. You just type in the movie that you want to watch or you want to pull a script from. You just type in script or PDF. Somebody has put it somewhere for you. You can pull that monologue down, but make sure that you take it and you analyze it as a fresh script. You don't just do a copy of what that person's done. Because that will grow your skill more than just imitating what you've seen somebody else do because it works for them. You need to find what makes your character unique.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really don't know if I have much more to say. If we don't have any other questions, the homework has been great from Becca. That's fabulous. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching it. You really do have a great presence for screen. It's nice. I want to kind of get it and just like hone it in and just keep it in this frame. So yeah. For you, Becca, what I would say is, so this is a really strange analogy, but it's kind of like a water spout. So kind of like a sprinkler or something. So when we're on stage, we need to be able to reach all of the grass, all of the audience, everybody who's sitting there. So imagine it like a sprinkler that shoots back and forth and it's always going out. But when we're on film, we kind of want to be like a hose, like it's just one direct connection. It's one spot where it's going to and we can control that. So if you imagine yourself as like a sprinkler shooting up and all of your energy is going out, I want you then to visualize the energy just going straight to the camera and start trying to hone it in and have everything in your body, instead of being outward, kind of bring it in and straight. And if you imagine, like, use your brain to visualize the energy coming in and straight to the camera, excuse me, and that'll start like teaching you through your head and then through your body how to kind of control that energy and channel it in one way, and then sit back and watch yourself and be really, really critical in good and bad areas. Be really critical and try it again and try something different and say, okay, if I change this thing, what does that do? So
Okay.
great. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. Well, I mean, I think that's good. You can go ahead.
Yeah, your class video is going to start in 3 minutes plus the 2-minute buffer. So you probably have 5 minutes if you need to go to the bathroom or anything like that. And then get your notes ready for another good day. Yeah? Are you good, Amanda?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Good to see you
All
guys.
right, Becca, Amanda, thank you. Caitlin, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
See you, everybody.